Hi, my name is Layla Felder. I'm 17 years old and I'm an avid art lover. Come join me as I talk with artists and curators about their art, their processes, and what makes them tick, because we are in conversation.
Next to yourself.
Oh, by the way, this is Fabian Williams. He's freaking fantastic. He's an amazing artist. I interned with him when I was 7 or 6. When I was little.
Yes.
Not too little, but like beginning of middle school.
Middle school.
And so this is Morehouse, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we're on the Morehouse campus, and Fabian just did this amazing mural.
Working, still doing.
Yes, in progress, but like it looks heckin' fantastic. So he's gonna take me through it. So I guess we start at the beginning.
In the beginning of time.
Well, first of all, how long is the mural? Like, how long is this wall?
It's a little over 100 feet.
Damn.
Let's see, about 15 feet high at the top, and over about 120, 130 feet long.
And you've been working on this for 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
How long did you think it was going to take you?
I was like 3 months, 3 months. Mainly because I was like, well, I was just gonna burn through it because at the time I wasn't busy. But as soon as I started getting started on it and people started seeing it, I started getting contracts. And 2 years later, you know, I've had to work on it like on the weekends or in between other projects. And you know, like to do this is like a fight because I steal time from other projects because I can't like dedicate my entire, you know, energy into it because it's just not enough money for me to like, you know, keep going. Plus, but the reason why I chose to do it this way is because I believe black colleges need to like double down on fine art because it controls culture. Art controls culture, you know. So I'm like, what better way to like kind of really double down on that is to show them what the possibilities of it. So people are going to be coming and looking at this campus that at this mural that, you know, have no intentions of going to Morehouse, you know. So this is like sort of like a station, well, a permanent ambassadorship to, you know, regular people. Now, we haven't talked about how that's going to happen, but that's definitely something that's going to happen. Like, there's going to be a tour that comes through here, and you know, people will see the power of art.
So where is this? Where are we?
This is in
time?
Ethiopia, the Fertile Crescent. I actually took these reference photos from Ethiopia, like Ethiopian forest. So the Fertile Crescent is where like man is reportedly came from. So I showed like, you know, really simplifying like the origin story. This is like the first family. This would technically be Adam and Eve, but you know, I don't know.
Adam and Eve were black.
Right.
Let's just start there.
So this would be, you know, this would be them. It's actually my grandparents, my grandfather and my grandmother, and this would be just a child that looks kind of like me in magic.
And are the outfits traditional Ethiopian outfits?
Yes.
And you use reference, so because like I was about to ask, do you use reference photos for everything?
I use reference for everything. Nothing was like I tried to look at, you know, the area to where we came from, and then I looked at the style of clothes that they wore. I forget off the top of my head what tribe this is, but it's like this is native Ethiopian swag.
I love his muscles. They're fantastic.
Well, you know.
And I like how you put gold on their skin too.
Yes, because I wanted to like infer that like we had value well before, you know, anything like
I love
valuable.
that.
Gold, when I paint pictures of black people, especially if they've passed on, I like to make their skin gold. Because, you know.
You got swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our color is our value in a way.
Yeah.
So that's Nefertiti and Akhenaten.
I love that you painted Akhenaten because people always like to say, oh, the Egyptians were white, the Egyptians were white, and it's like, and I love that Akhenaten was the one who made sure he painted himself with he got himself sculpted with very African features. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, he was not messing around with that.
No, that's definitely like the message is like, one, our genealogical diversity, like we can look like anything. But also, like in the beginning, like there were no white people making history. That ain't just that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And what's gonna be here?
This is gonna be Imhotep. It's gonna be this great pyramid, and Imhotep's gonna be right here. Imhotep was the first engineer, surgeon. He was just kind of like a civilization starter. This is one of the sculptures from South America. This is an Olmec. And I threw that in there because we were also in South America.
What does the Olmec represent? Because I don't know.
Nobody knows what the Olmec are. The Olmec are these giant monolithic sculptures that were buried 5,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. They're called the Olmec, the rubber people, because that's the region where those sculptures are, but they don't know what they're actually called. What they do know is that the Olmec actually originated the Aztec and the Inca empires. Like both of them came from them, so they were, you know, they're like a mysterious people. That's my brother. Actually, the reference is my brother, but
He's got a great face.
Huh?
He's got a great face.
Oh, thank you. He's actually playing King Mansa Musa, who was the richest man ever. I mean, he's the richest man ever. He had gold mines that like stretched like hundreds of miles, and when he traveled, he disrupted the economies of whole countries because of how much gold he was giving away. He actually commissioned the building of Timbuktu, the first university.
But yeah, that devaluation of the currency lasted for 10 years.
Yeah, like England put him on the map. I mean, like they not put him on the map, but they had his image on the map because of how much he was disrupting
their situation.
Yeah. So, and then after this is the beginning of the slave trade and the sad march to the slave ships. Mm-hmm. And then we enter a storm of the Middle Passage. And here, this is Old Moon. Old Moon is the goddess of the ocean. And she's picking up the souls of the people that chose to either pass away on the journey or died on the trip over to the new land. The clenched fist in the hand is one of like to fight, and the other one to like survive. Mm-hmm. And come across the shore where it's like the waves are hitting across the back of this enslaved man, and this is the first president, founder of Morehouse, something white. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But his last name was White. But he was a black man. He was actually a black man.
Building old Morehouse?
Yes, that was the first building of Morehouse. That's the first building. It was actually constructed in Augusta, and then they moved here.
Nice. And who is he?
Just a guy that represents the Morehouse man.
He looks very regal. I like him.
Yeah, so like if you look at them two, they're almost really the same person.
Yeah.
So this is like, what you come in.
I love that he's wearing red.
Yeah. Well, that's Morehouse's colors. The rest right here, this is the Civil War. And all these guys are the presidents of student body presidents of the student government. So Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells.
And so how come
They're like they represent the spirit of liberation, right here, to have them glowing at night.
Fabian's glow-in-the-dark pieces are so insane. They are so cool.
So is Ola Kun. Ola Kun is glowing in the dark as well. So those are gonna like just be kind of like popping off the wall at night.
Yeah.
So these are the actual presidents of Morehouse. I don't know except the only one I really know is Benjamin Banks. The rest of these guys are, had their reign. I don't know how long a piece. This is the current president right there.
And
So we can have that.
to do them in black and white instead of in color, because everything else is
Because their photos were black and white. Some of them were like the newer guys are in color, but most of these guys are black and white. And it's just, it's hard for me to like guesstimate what the color is. They just took a little pressure off me. Plus, with timing, you got to keep a rhythm to produce these things. And if you spend too much time trying to figure out each person's color, because like I don't know what his actual, he could have been dark skinned or he could have been brown skinned. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the guys that knew or know would come here, and if they see like the tones, I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
This guy almost was white, believe it or not. But he's more like Eric Holder in terms of his tone. But in his pictures, the black white pictures, I thought he was white.
Yeah.
So all of these are brothers, actually.
Like
Translation, black people.
Like black people.
Black
yeah.
people.
This is Howard Thurman. Howard Thurman, yes. Howard Thurman actually gave Martin Luther King Jr. his nonviolent philosophy. He studied Gandhi in India, and then brought what he learned back here to Morehouse, which he gave to Martin Luther King Jr. So if you see the little knot in his head, I don't know if that was from his time over in India, or if that's just a natural pineal. It's interesting, right? Yeah, that's Howard Thurman. Actually, this is actually the first portrait I painted here.
Really?
It's the first one, yeah, because it was the clearest picture I had.
You don't go in chronological order?
No.
Me neither.
No. I bounced from end to end. Like,
Did you really?
I just the front. I did maybe like 2 months ago. I did Oprah last year. I moved. I go where I feel like just going first. You know what I mean? Because like you don't always feel like working on certain parts.
Yeah.
So it's like I go where the feeling takes me. So sometimes I come in here, it's like I won't mess with that. I'm gonna go work on this thing over here.
That's so crazy, because I'm just thinking you painted it in chronological order, so I thought you were painting in chronological order too.
Nah. You paint and the feeling takes you. Like you just like there's some days, there's some things you don't want to deal with. Like it took me a long time to get to this section. It took me almost a year to get to this section because there were so many faces, and I was just like, I don't want to paint that many faces. So I was like, it was giving me stress. Yeah. So like I finally, by the time I actually ended up doing it, only took me like 2 days to do all this. So like really, I tortured myself for like a year, fretting doing this. Yeah, like
and then you just
knocked
knocked it out.
It was not It was just like I flew through it.
So since all of this is watercolor, do you do anything underneath, like a pencil or anything, or are you just like,
None of this
pick up a
watercolor.
canvas?
Not watercolor.
Oh, what? No, sorry, not watercolor. Spray paint.
Aerosol, yeah, it's all aerosol. All is
Do you do
aerosol.
anything underneath, or just
brushes.
straight?
Yeah, it's straight aerosol. So I use a laser grid. You see these symbols, like right here in this racket?
Yeah.
That's that's what I use for laser grid. So I'll put a bunch of like symbols or marks. I usually use hieroglyphics actually. And then I'll overlay the image over top of it, like with about a 67% transparency, and you can see both the symbols and the image. Where the image line lays, that's where you make your mark. So it's really like using the symbols as a map. So you take out the guesswork. So all you got to do is just
Yeah, just like that. Real easy like that.
So I can like, that's how I actually did the piece at the end with Freddie. So let's keep going. So like, this is actually Edwin Moses. Is like a track god.
Yeah.
He won like the 400-meter hurdle. Every hurdle competition there was, like he destroyed it.
The movement in this is so
I'm surprised you didn't do Tommy Smith on here.
He didn't go to Morehouse.
Oh, so only people who went to Morehouse are on here. Or then the celebrities are totally different.
Well, yeah, the celebrities, the ones down here, is either they went to Morehouse or they gave to Morehouse. Like
Oh.
Oprah gave like some crazy $20-30 million to Morehouse.
So everybody's affiliated with Morehouse somehow.
Yeah, this guy used to play ball. He was like, he went to the New York Knicks. I don't know who this guy playing tennis was. I just put him there because
Morehouse man.
we got a tennis team. That right there, that's Martin Luther King Jr.'s father, Martin Luther King Sr., who went here. Martin King Jr. is around here. That's Benjamin Mays beside him. He was like, every time I talk about people that you should know, they always bring up Benjamin Mays. This is like, this was gonna be John David Washington, but I don't have pictures of him running. Apparently he was a very good player here at Morehouse. That's Denzel son. So now he's like a movie star. There's a lot of them down there further. This is Bill Nunn's gonna be right here. Bill Nunn is a guy, you ever seen Do the Right Thing?
Yeah.
You remember
Oh, the one who just died?
Radio Raheem?
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna go right there.
Oh, nice. So this is your hieroglyphics.
Yes, so that's the hieroglyphics. Actually, I already did it. I overlaid his image and I'm gonna paint it.
Your hieroglyphics look like art. Like if you didn't explain, I would think that was part of the piece and just ask like.
Yeah.
People keep saying that. Yeah.
Because your script is so nice too.
You have the best.
You got the best handwriting.
Oprah gave like $1 gazillion here.
I love this picture of her.
Spike Lee went here. Shot Do Right, not Do Right Thing, shot School Days.
That's amazing.
And it was actually about Spelman, so Spelman in Morehouse. So
Yeah.
when it came out, like he actually pissed off the faculty because it was like they didn't like how he depicted it, but it was the truth.
It was the truth. Yeah. What's
That's
That's Issa Rae, isn't it?
Rae, yeah.
Why is she on here?
Because I have a thing for Issa Rae. I think that she's gonna be like Oprah.
Yeah.
So the dean's like, why is she here? I was like, she the feature man, just trust me. Like she's gonna end up giving a grip to Morehouse. But yeah, I think she's gonna like. I've convinced them. Like they've been trying to get me to paint over her. I was like, nah, man, like keep her here. Trust.
I like it. You have her surprised looking in the back.
Right. That's what I'm telling you. She's looking at Oprah. Like I got this. Samuel Jackson went here, and John David Washington, that's Denzel's son. Denzel Washington's gonna go right here. He actually gave the lights to the stadium.
Oh, nice.
He donated that to school, and also donated his son, I guess, as well. His son was a really good running back. He actually went from here to play for the Saints.
Oh, okay.
Before he became a movie star. Robert Smith, he's the one that gave like $30 million to Morehouse and paid off.
Oh, he paid off everybody's loans. Yes.
This is Obama speaking at Morehouse. And there's going to be some kids here, and it's going to transition to the future. This right here, this is actually
Janelle Monáe.
So why is Janelle Monáe going to be on there?
What's that?
Why is Janelle going to be on here?
Because Janelle used to hang out at Spelman.
Oh, okay.
She used to be out over here. So I mean, part of the job of this thing is to like bring donor dollars.
Yeah.
You know, so like the more like those people talking about it will lead to more money coming into this.
Totally.
So you have to stand here. You're supposed to stand here to see like it from the proper perspective.
Is it difficult to draw on a corner? Because when I look at it over here, I see that like
it's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you stand here. It's correct. It's close to me. It's not quite right, but I'm working on it.
How do you figure out how to like draw someone on a curve so that it looks proportional?
Lazy grid. In this case, I let the Morehouse students fill in all of this stuff.
Really?
So yeah, so I told them to write their intentions, but what it turned into was just like a wall where they was just like shouting themselves out. I commit to the wall my intentions. It makes a difference in how people perceive it. I'm telling you, like this is like my own non-scientific research. Like I do it with my canvases too, and people will just be, you know, just giving up the ghost.
But I think it makes sense. Like, you know, I'm still, you know, learning how to do art and, you know, get better and stuff like that. But like, when I do something and I make a clear intention before I start,
It makes a difference.
it makes a real difference, and I feel like people get it more after I finished.
So this one trick. I don't know if I'm tricking myself or this is like how it works, but when I'm working on a piece, in my mind, I think this is how they're gonna feel when they see it.
I do the same thing.
I think about how I want them to receive it, and then it's like my mind takes over and figures out how to get it, make it happen. And I noticed that your newest stuff just has a thing to it. So I mean, like to me, if there's magic, that's what the magic is. It's
Yeah.
like you saying, "This is what I want,"
Yeah.
and then putting it into the piece. So yeah. Soaking it up with this man. So anyway, Killer Mike to the board. Killer Mike went here as well.
Who now?
Killer Mike.
Who's that?
Killer Mike, you know what Killer Mike is?
Killer Mike's on the board of the High Museum too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killer Mike is a rapper.
Oh,
You
there
heard
we go,
of
that's
Run the
fine.
Jewels?
No.
What? Like,
Baby,
what?
why are you surprised?
Anyway, like Killer Mike is he's a rapper, but he's also a popular local business guy. He does a lot of community-based stuff.
Yeah.
He actually just started a bank called Greenwood, which is Greenwood's a reference to Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. It was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was the district that was burned down.
The Tulsa race riots.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country. The beginning of.
Have y'all been watching it?
Didn't
Y'all been
that
watching
follow
it?
the Chicago Red Summer? Tulsa Race Riots like a couple of years
I think
after?
so. Yeah.
You been watching Lovecraft Country?
No, my mom watches it a lot. It's a little too gory for me, but I've seen a couple episodes.
Oh, all right. Well, I understand.
You know I don't like horror.
I
You know
know.
I don't like horror.
I know. But it's a great show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean that's the general overview. This is gonna be space in the future. So there's gonna be like funky buildings. Janelle's gonna have on a helmet. Mike is gonna have on a helmet. And the reason why I'm putting the helmet on them because I'm like I'm putting the idea in people's heads that black people are gonna be spacefaring. You know, just like we were, you know, before, you know, there was like a civilization we called a name. We were on the seas just kind of seeing what's out there. And I believe we're gonna do the same thing in space, you know. Just go to other planets, other solar systems and see what's happening, yeah. So I wanna like implant the idea that that's what we're gonna be about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all what the kids are doing.
Alrighty.
So this is the Artmobile.
This is the Suburbanator. Spaceships. So I'm in the UFO stuff. So some of the type of ships I've seen. This doesn't mean that it's going to be permanent. It looks like a stingray. It's not a stingray, but a manta ray. But it's going to have like a Morehouse in on it, you know what I'm saying?
I love how you work with spray paint. It looks like you're sketching.
I totally am.
Yeah.
That's all this is. It's like it really is just sketching. Like I use this is a transparent black. So because it's opaque, I can make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and drawing is the process for me, making mistakes until you get it right.
Oh my God. Look at that.
You know what I'm saying?
When did you start working with spray paint?
Oh, 2014.
Did you always have a knack for it,
No.
or did you have to really work hard at
I
it?
had to learn it. Like I had to figure it out. But I did know how to do. I knew how to do airbrush.
Ah,
Airbrush and the aerosol are very
similar?
similar. Yeah. So it was a matter of understanding like what each cap did and how it would like flow out and
Because the caps on these, you can take them off and replace them, and they have different like
Different
thicknesses
strength.
Yep.
and
Yeah.
strengths. And so like if you have one, it might make like a really wide flow.
there you go.
And other ones have like really fine ones and stuff like that. So you have to figure out what works.
So are you considering doing murals at all?
I've only just started getting comfortable with painting again. Like what I taught myself watercolor in like a day, and so I've been working on that, kind of getting over my fear of paint. So
You can do watercolor. You can do this. Watercolor is like the hardest one to master. Like if you're good at it, you can kill this.
Really?
Hell yeah. Like you see how fast I did that? Like
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's really a matter of you understanding the caps. Like this is the reason why I'm able to make like line work like this is because this is a detail cap. So this is great for drawing. It's low pressure can. Low pressure means it's not going to come out hard and like like a high pressure can you're going to have a lot of spray coming out. That's going to mess up your line.
Yeah.
So now that because of the technology of the cans has been catching up, there's all these different types of aerosol cans you can use. High pressure, low pressure. You got the small cans that put out a little bit of a spray, so you have a chance to do better detail, transparency, help you blend colors. Like if I didn't have transparent ink, I don't think I could have this looking so painterly.
Yeah.
Like you see the purple in his lips.
Yep.
Like the brown tone. Like this is like regular brown. It's a opaque brown, but then this right here is like the translucent.
Yep.
Translucent brown.
It's so fun to draw black people or to paint black people because there's so many colors in the skin. So you just get to I love it. It's so much fun. You blend so much. It's like a hater. I feel like I'm having a hater when I draw black people. I want to color black people.
Yeah, man. Like the color I use, the hazelnut. Yeah. I didn't really use gold on this yet because I like my brown cans are like a little hard to come by. Yeah, like it gives it like almost like an oil, oil painting type of product. And I did that in 2 days. Well, 3 days.
So Fabian, did you always want to be an artist?
Yeah, of course.
From the start, like from you were a kid, you knew you were going to be an artist.
Like her, like I knew it. She knew it. You knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah.
Did you know that you wanted to focus on black people from the start? Like, did you always want to tell black stories in your art, or what made you?
Nah, like I just wanted to, like, as an artist, you were just like doing things that reflect people that look like yourself. And coming up, like I really didn't start focusing on black people until I was in college. Because what I noticed that most of my students, my colleagues were my close classmates were white, and they painted white people. So I'm black, so I painted black people. So it just made sense to me. It's like if I see underrepresentation or I don't see like a variation of like someone that looks like myself, I make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go and like go and protest somebody. There's not enough of me. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I mean that's.
So your work has been your moonwalk has been very political through art, and so how did that happen?
Well, that's a good question. So I just noticed that on the walls of Atlanta back when I first started, that the murals didn't really address things that were going on. It was almost like it was two different worlds.
Yeah.
So I was saying before I started doing murals, like, man, if I ever start doing murals, I'm gonna talk about X, Y, and Z. And so the first mural that I did, I had been saying it out loud, so I was like, well, I gotta do something that, like I said, that I was gonna do before I did the traffic. And then when I did it, the response from it was so intense that I was like, let me try and do another one. That's when I did Paragraphalizer. And then,
which is the shirt she's wearing. This is part of the
Yes.
Paragraphalizer.
yes, and actually the drawing is in my basement.
We need that back.
I know.
The study.
So like after I did that, I just like, you know, I just felt like I was encouraged to keep continuing to say the stuff that people weren't saying visually. Layla met me when I was going through, I was transitioning to my old man phase. You know? Like, you know, like it really is really like normal for someone my age to be into like news and politics the way I was at the time, but it was because I was measuring, you know, when you leave a job, it's like the wild, wild west in terms of like entrepreneurship, you know, money, like having to find a way to like earn income and then also keep your lights on, keep your bills paid, you know, take care of your kids. You realize that laws and certain setups affect you way more intensely when you're outside of the comfort of a company. So, you know, in the process of me doing murals, there was a bill that was introduced to basically have me report into the city. And I thought that was, it just didn't make sense to me because I was like, wait a minute, the city wants me to have permission. They're not paying any money and they're not getting the money to me faster. Why are they involved? And like, what metric are they using to tell me that what I'm saying is good or bad or appropriate?
Yeah.
It just seemed like it was an overstep. So I was invited to be in like this lawsuit with the city. And that's kind of where the real political involvement in this stuff came from. It was not something I was not trying to do activism per se. It was just the city was in my way of doing my work, you know. So it just, that's kind of how it started. Then when we won, and I was like, oh, there's power in that, because I noticed that people in government were like calling me and like, you know, saying it wasn't me, you know, type stuff. And I was like, why are they calling me? Like, I have no money. Like, I have no say. Oh, I do have a say. So that's when, you know, I was like, okay, well, what else can happen when you follow your guts and, you know, put your foot down, like on the street. That's really after that's when I did Kaepernick, because the city couldn't tell me what or where to paint. So I saw a bunch of abandoned buildings and I was like, I know these owners don't care. So then I started painting pictures of like civil rights heroes on the buildings, and then, you know, I did that for a while. And then people started hiring me to do murals because of the work that I was doing on my own, which was Bloom before Bloom was Bloom. You know what I mean? So look, it's all like, all of this there was no strategic plan at all. None of this was like, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do that. It was just like, I did that.
Something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know what'd be cool? Do this. Yeah. We just did it. Same way what we did.
Yeah.
I just do that by myself. You know? So like, it's really like, if anything, it's the process. What did I do? I made the playlist, got the vibe going, maybe burn some incense or something to like, because the way it smells and the way you feel turns into the way the work looks. So if I feel good about something and then I paint the picture, the way I feel is gonna be recorded onto the picture like a phonograph, you know what I'm saying? So when people come in contact with the work, they feel what I felt when I felt it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I dealt with the work.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? Create the vibe. The vibe was recorded to the work, and then you sell the vibe.
Yep.
Sell the vibe.
Sell the vibe.
This was Fabian. He's heckin' fantastic. Follow him on Instagram at @occasionalsuperstar. On all social medias, right?
Yes.
Yes, at Occasional Superstar. Keep up with him. You're not gonna want to miss it.
And at Bloom Arts ATL.
Yes, Bloom Arts ATL.
Tag.
Yes.
And come check this out when you can, and it's not COVID anymore.
That you can see. You too, Fabian. Working.